What's good, more JT squad? It's your boy JTK, aka Josh Too Cool, and welcome back to yet another roller coaster video. Now, look, I said when I first started this second channel that some of it is gonna be like not all of it's gonna be roller coaster videos, but you guys seem to be enjoying the roller coaster videos, and I'm enjoying making them. And I have a lot of ideas for roller coaster videos, and I said I was gonna do some pro wrestling videos, but nothing that I thought of really made sense to post, and just posting the coaster videos makes a lot more sense, especially because you guys seem to be enjoying it and you guys are actually involved in this. Um, there's been a couple of my friends who have been watching the videos and always reach out to me about the videos and give me their feedback, and I do appreciate that. Even if they disagree with me, I appreciate that. Uh, but yeah, so my previous two videos have been the Yukon Striker and the Leviathan review, and I haven't seen a lot of Behemoth review. And so, and surprisingly, this was the least voted for on my Instagram story. So that did catch me by surprise. But we are going to be going over the Behemoth today. And so the Behemoth is a B&M HyperCoaster. There's obviously, like I mentioned before, three B&M coasters at Wonderland. The three being the big three at Wonderland: Leviathan, Yukon Striker, and Behemoth. This is a B&M HyperCoaster. The height stands at 230 feet. The drop is 226 feet. It is similar tracking to the Leviathan, over 5,000 feet of tracking. The angle of descent that you're dropping at is at 75 degrees. Now, so obviously you guys know the format by now. We go through some of the things I like about the coaster, some of the things I don't like about the coaster, and then we go through the whole coaster from beginning to finish. So, first thing, it has a great first drop. You're gonna get a lot of airtime. You're gonna get a lot of airtime throughout this entire ride, and that's something we'll talk about. Um, but it has an amazing first drop, and I really do enjoy it. I think that if you sit towards the back, it's the best place to sit, because you really get yanked over and you get so much airtime off in that back. Um, and you really feel like you're out of your seat. And it's just an amazing feeling. The first time I rode it, it was a bit scary. And so, but now it's I'm used to that feeling, and I sat a little closer to the front. I haven't sat front row, but last time I was in maybe middle, a little higher than that. And I did get airtime, but the first time I rode it, I was in the back, and man, that was some serious airtime. And I crave it now. I love the airtime now. So I think sitting in the back is the best place to sit. It might be scary at first for some new people, for people new to roller coasters, but definitely when you get used to these airtime, it's definitely gonna be fun. Again, airtime hills. I love the airtime hills on this, and obviously there's a lot of them. You just saw a few of them there, and I think there's a couple more after this turn here. And so yeah, Behemoth is known for its airtime, and as surprising as this may sound for people who haven't rode these roller coasters at Canada's Wonderland, you're actually going to get more airtime on the Behemoth than you do on the Leviathan. And that's because the Behemoth is known for its airtime hills. The Leviathan doesn't really have much airtime hills like the Behemoth does. And so that's a very interesting point there, that this is shorter than Leviathan in height wise, and you're gonna get more airtime on these just because of the more airtime hills and all that stuff. Hypercoasters are meant to do that. They're meant to give you that airtime, and so I really do like this. And if you're more of an airtime person, I would recommend the Hypercoasters, which Behemoth is. The Giga coasters, yes, you're gonna get airtime off of. You're gonna have an amazing first drop, but really, what Giga coasters are in difference to Hyper coasters are, Giga coasters are a little more mixed together. You're gonna get a little more than just airtime hills and all that stuff, but we'll get into that later. Um, One thing I will say about Behemoth, that it can get rough sometimes. And I remember the last time I rode it, I kind of felt my head just get yanked back a little bit, and that never happened to me on Behemoth before. I think the first couple times I was really enjoying the ride, and then I get used to it, and I really start noticing things, right? So it can be a little rough at times on your back and on your neck and stuff like that. I think you just have to have proper posture when you're sitting down on this coaster. And yeah, it can get rough at times, especially in the back. And I know that I said that's the best place to sit, which it is, but you definitely can feel some roughness sometimes. And it's not all the time, which is a little bit weird. It's a little bit on and off. Like you'll ride it one time and you'll be like, man, that was perfect. Then you ride it a second time. It's just like, man, I'm a little sore after that. My neck is hurting a little bit. Right. So it's a little bit of a on and off thing. It's a little bit weird with that, but it can get rough sometimes. A complaint that people have is that they don't feel safe in the Behemoth. And a lot of the times that's gonna come from the people that aren't really used to the coasters. You're meant to feel out of your seat on these coasters. That's the feeling you're meant to have. And I think that's not a real complaint in my opinion. I think those are the people that are just really scared of the drops and really scared of the roller coasters and stuff like that. I haven't heard an enthusiast complain about that. That's just a feeling you're supposed to get. So if you are scared of those things, that don't worry, it's completely normal on these type of coasters. Um, so like I mentioned before, you're gonna get more airtime on this than the Leviathan. And the reason being is because hypercoasters are meant for that. I've talked through this already. Um, but that's it. Giga coasters and hypercoasters are just slightly different. And if you want airtime, if you crave airtime more than anything, this is the coaster for you. Um, and that's what majority of the ride is. Majority of the ride is airtime hills, and so you guys are gonna see that it's a lot of airtime hills, and that may be why there's not a lot of reviews on this coaster up, because it's really straightforward. To be honest, it's just airtime hills. It's known for its airtime, right? So that's really that. It's just known for its airtime hills. But let's get into the coaster breakdown. So we're actually gonna run this all the way back to the beginning. So you're going to come out of the station and you're going to make a right turn and you're going to ascend a 230-foot lift hill, as you're going to see right here. We're just going to fast forward a little bit because we're into the coaster breakdown. So you're going to ascend 230 feet and you're going to get to the top. It's pretty fast to get to the top. And then you're going to have a 226-foot drop with fantastic airtime, like I've mentioned before. And I'm probably going to mention a few more times. You'll then go into another airtime hill again. And then I believe it goes into a left turn. Yeah, you're going to go into a sharp left turn there. Little bit of a turn there. And then, yeah, you're going to go into another airtime hill, a couple more actually. And like I said, it's a pretty straightforward coaster. You're going to go into a couple, I think there's 3 airtime hills here, if I'm not mistaken. There's the second one, and I believe there's a third one there, and then it goes into the mid-course brake run. And then, so, yeah, you're going to hit 3 airtime hills, I believe it is. And then, yeah, you're going to hit the mid-course brake run. You're going to go into a spiraling right turn. Yet again, into more airtime hills. And so the ride is going fast for majority of the ride, even though the last turn there does feel a little slow on that right turn. But as you saw, it picks up its momentum yet again. And so I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Right here, it does feel a little slow. It does feel a little sluggish here, and that's the thing. But then, as you'll see, it picks up pace again, and it's going fast yet again. And then you're gonna go into this hill here. You're gonna drop. You'll get a little bit of airtime off that, and you're obviously gonna get some airtime off of these hills here. Now, my final thoughts on Behemoth. I really enjoy this roller coaster. Obviously, like I've mentioned before, I'm an airtime person, and I love these type of coasters. I like the hyper coasters, I like the giga coasters, all of that stuff. I have rode this coaster a few times, and I can't say, like I mentioned before, it does have more airtime than the Leviathan, and is definitely a really good hyper coaster. And I think it is probably top 5 in the world right now. Obviously, I haven't rode a lot of hyper coasters, but based off what I've seen and heard from other enthusiasts, this is a top 5 hyper coaster in the world. but still not better than Leviathan. Leviathan has more speed, it has more intensity than Behemoth. It has more of a package than Behemoth does. Like I said, hypercoasters are meant for airtime, and that's all Behemoth really has. It doesn't have too much else. And so in that case, Leviathan is better, and packs in a little more, a lot more actually, than Behemoth does. And but you will get more airtime on this, and that's the thing there. Um, but I think now it's time to give Behemoth a final rating before I start getting repetitive. Now, what will my final rating be for Behemoth? Personally, I'm gonna give this a 8, and the reason being an 8, I gave Leviathan a 9, and I just mentioned that it is not better than Leviathan. It is not at all, but it is better than Yukon Striker, in which I gave a 7. And so I believe that, yes, out of the big three, the Yukon Striker is my least favorite. Um, this is better than Yukon Striker, but not better than Leviathan. That is why it's an 8. I could even say an 8.5. I could even do an 8.5, but I think that's still a little too close to 9. And so that's why I just put it at an 8. It's a really good coaster. Like I said, an 8 is a really good score. That's not a bad score at all. And I know some people may disagree with me, surprisingly, that this may be better than Leviathan. But the only thing that it has better than Leviathan, again, is the airtime. But that's about it. I'm gonna stop sounding repetitive and stuff like that. Final rating is an 8, and it's a very good coaster. I will have a few more videos coming out of roller coasters. I have lots and lots of video ideas coming, so you guys are gonna get a lot of content coming up soon. I might even record a couple more after this. So yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next video, next roller coaster video, or next video, whatever it is. Um, so I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the notification bell so you're up to date with all the videos. Subscribe to the main channel. All those things are linked in the description below all the time in every single video. So make sure you subscribe to that. And most importantly, stay cool. I'm gone, y'all.